foundation of commanding your life. It all begins with a decision to take control of your life, to rise above mediocrity, and to refuse to settle for anything less than what you deserve. Too many people drift through life on autopilot, letting circumstances, other people's opinions, and even past failures dictate their future. But not you. You're here because you want to build a life that commands respect, admiration, and unstoppable momentum. So let's talk about that foundation. Every great life, every life that commands it, is built on one core principle: self-awareness. Before you can command the respect of the world, you have to command the respect of yourself. You must know who you are at your core. That means understanding your values, your passions, your strengths, and yes, even your weaknesses. Because when you know yourself deeply, you can navigate life with clarity and purpose. Self-awareness is your compass in a world full of distractions. It's what helps you make decisions that align with your vision. It's what allows you to walk away from situations and people who no longer serve your growth. When you know yourself, you stop trying to be everything for everyone. Instead, you become unapologetically yourself. And that authenticity is magnetic. But knowing yourself is just the first step. The second is self-mastery. You have to command your own mind before you can command anything else. That means disciplining your thoughts, training your focus, and setting habits that align with the life you want to build. Because, let's face it, the greatest battles you will ever fight won't be out there in the world. They will be in your own mind. You have to conquer your fears. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. These fears are the chains that hold most people back, but when you decide to build a life that commands it, you make a pact with yourself to face those fears head on. You refuse to let them dictate your choices. You choose courage over comfort every single time. And finally, understand that commanding your life isn't about arrogance. It's not about dominating others. It's about taking ownership of your journey. It's about living with intention and purpose. It's about walking into every room with the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are in control of your destiny. So let today be the day you draw a line in the sand. No more drifting. No more playing small. Decide right now that you are the architect of your future. Decide that you will build a life that commands respect, starting with mastering yourself. Because when you build that foundation, the world has no choice but to take notice. Defining your vision. Now that you've laid the foundation with self-awareness and self-mastery, it's time to define your vision. If you want to build a life that commands respect, you can't just wander aimlessly hoping things will fall into place. You need to get crystal clear on what you want. This is where so many people stumble. They have dreams, yes, but they're vague, scattered, and uncommitted. A life that commands it doesn't leave room for confusion. It starts with a vision that's vivid, powerful, and so compelling it pulls you forward even on the toughest days. Close your eyes and imagine the life you truly want. Not the life others think you should have, or the one that feels safe. I'm talking about the life that sets your soul on fire. What does it look like? Where do you live? What does your day look like from the moment you wake up until the moment you rest your head at night? Who are the people around you? How do you feel when you look in the mirror? Don't hold back. Let your imagination run wild. Because here's the truth. You will never build a life that commands respect if you settle for a vision that is small and safe. Commanding your life means setting goals that stretch you. Goals that demand you grow into the person capable of achieving them. Once you have that vision, write it down. Commit it to paper. Because there's power in putting your dreams into words. A written vision becomes a contract with yourself. It becomes a reminder of why you're willing to put in the work, day in and day out. Now let's get practical. A vision without a plan is just a wish. Break that big, audacious vision into smaller, achievable milestones. Want to build a thriving business? Start by defining your product or service, researching your market, and creating a launch plan. Want to get in the best shape of your life? Create a fitness and nutrition strategy that's realistic and sustainable. Every milestone you set should challenge you, but it should also be achievable. Remember, momentum builds confidence. Every time you hit a milestone, you prove to yourself that you're capable, and that fuels you to reach the next level. But don't stop there. Surround yourself with reminders of your vision. Put your goals on your bathroom mirror, on your phone's lock screen, on sticky notes on your fridge, Let them live in your environment, because every time you see them, you're reminded of the commitment you made to yourself. Building a life that commands it is a journey, but every great journey starts with a vision. So define yours with boldness, with clarity, and with unshakable belief. Because once you know where you're going, every step you take becomes a step in the direction of your destiny. Embracing discipline and consistency. Building a life that commands respect and influence isn't just about dreaming big. It's about showing up for yourself every single day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about embracing discipline and consistency, the twin pillars that transform good intentions into great achievement. Discipline is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It's that inner voice that tells you to get up early and work on your goals instead of hitting snooze. It's the commitment to put in the work when no one is watching, when the world is quiet and the only person you're accountable to is yourself. A disciplined person doesn't rely on motivation alone, because motivation comes and goes. Some days you wake up excited and ready to conquer the world, but other days you feel tired, uninspired, maybe even defeated. That's when discipline kicks in. Discipline says, I'll do it anyway. Consistency is what transforms effort into results. It's not about having one great day and then slacking off for a week. It's about showing up day after day, even when progress feels slow. It's about laying one brick at a time, knowing that eventually those bricks become a wall. And that wall becomes the fortress of the life you're building. Think about any area of your life you want to improve: your health, your finances, your relationships, your personal growth. None of these things change overnight. Success is built on small, repeated actions that compound over time. It's the daily workout, the morning routine, the hour you invest in learning, the time you spend nurturing your dreams. Discipline and consistency also build something that's worth more than gold: self-respect. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you reinforce the belief that you are trustworthy, that you are capable, and that you are committed to your vision. Self-respect becomes the foundation for commanding respect from the world. But let's be real. Discipline and consistency are not easy. They require sacrifice. They require you to say no to distractions, to comfort, to easy pleasures that steal your time and energy. They require you to delay gratification and focus on the bigger picture. So ask yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice today to build the life you want tomorrow? What routines and habits can you create that will support your vision? Remember, it's not the big dramatic gestures that change your life. It's the small, consistent choices you make every day. It's deciding to do what needs to be done, especially when you'd rather not. So commit to showing up every single day. Embrace discipline as your ally, and let consistency be the quiet force that moves you forward. Because a life that commands respect is not built overnight. It's built one disciplined, consistent choice at a time. Overcoming fear and doubt. If you truly want to build a life that commands respect, you must confront the twin enemies that hold most people back: fear and doubt. These two forces work together to sabotage your progress, whispering in your ear that you're not good enough, that you're not ready, that you'll fail if you try. But here's the truth: fear and doubt are liars. And the only power they have is the power you give them. Fear is a natural response. It's your mind's way of trying to protect you from pain and failure. But in this modern world, fear too often keeps us stuck in comfort zones that are anything but comfortable. You have to understand that growth only happens outside of what's familiar. When you let fear dictate your choices, you're building a life that's safe but uninspiring. Think about the things you've always wanted to do but haven't because fear got in the way. Maybe it's starting that business, writing that book, changing careers, or finally having that difficult conversation. Every dream you have lives on the other side of fear, and the people who live lives that command respect are the ones who feel the fear and do it anyway. But fear isn't the only enemy. Doubt is just as deadly. Doubt creeps in quietly, telling you that you're not capable, that you're not worthy, that you don't have what it takes. It compares you to others and convinces you that you're falling behind. Doubt makes you question every step you take, and it can paralyze you into inaction if you let it. The secret to overcoming doubt is understanding that it's a normal part of any meaningful journey. Even the most successful people feel doubt, they just don't let it stop them. Instead of letting doubt be a wall that blocks you, use it as a stepping stone. When doubt whispers that you're not enough, answer it with action. Let your work speak for itself. Every time you push past fear and take a step forward, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than the doubts that try to hold you back. And with every step, your confidence grows. It's not about never feeling fear or doubt. It's about refusing to let them make your decisions for you. So ask yourself, what fears are holding you hostage? What doubts are whispering in your ear, keeping you from taking action? Identify them, write them down, then commit to facing them head on. Because a life that commands respect isn't built in the shadows of fear, it's built in the light of courage. One brave step at a time. Remember this, courage isn't the absence of fear, it's action in spite of fear. And every time you choose courage over comfort, you strengthen the life you're building. A life that demands respect and leaves a legacy of strength. Embracing discipline and consistency. Building a life that commands respect and influence isn't just about dreaming big. It's about showing up for yourself every single day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about embracing discipline and consistency, the twin pillars that transform good intentions into great achievement. Discipline is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It's that inner voice that tells you to get up early and work on your goals instead of hitting snooze. It's the commitment to put in the work when no one is watching, when the world is quiet and the only person you're accountable to is yourself. A disciplined person doesn't rely on motivation alone, because motivation comes and goes. Some days you wake up excited and ready to conquer the world, but other days you feel tired, uninspired, maybe even defeated. That's when discipline kicks in. Discipline says, I'll do it anyway. Consistency is what transforms effort into results. It's not about having one great day and then slacking off for a week. It's about showing up day after day, even when progress feels slow. It's about laying one brick at a time, knowing that eventually those bricks become a wall. And that wall becomes the fortress of the life you're building. Think about any area of your life you want to improve. Your health, your finances, your relationships, your personal growth. None of these things change overnight. Success is built on small, repeated actions that compound over time. It's the daily workout, the morning routine, the hour you invest in learning, the time you spend nurturing your dreams. Discipline and consistency also build something that's worth more than gold: self-respect. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you reinforce the belief that you are trustworthy, that you are capable, and that you are committed to your vision. Self-respect becomes the foundation for commanding respect from the world. But let's be real. Discipline and consistency are not easy. They require sacrifice. They require you to say no to distractions, to comfort, to easy pleasures that steal your time and energy. They require you to delay gratification and focus on the bigger picture. So ask yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice today to build the life you want tomorrow? What routines and habits can you create that will support your vision? Remember, it's not the big dramatic gestures that change your life. It's the small, consistent choices you make every day. It's deciding to do what needs to be done, especially when you'd rather not. So commit to showing up every single day. Embrace discipline as your ally and let consistency be the quiet force that moves you forward. Because a life that commands respect is not built overnight. It's built one disciplined, consistent choice at a time. Cultivating unbreakable resilience. Building a life that commands respect and influence requires one quality above all others: resilience. Life will test you. It will throw challenges, setbacks, and failures your way. But what separates those who merely survive from those who thrive is the ability to get back up every single time they fall. Resilience is the armor that protects your vision. It's the grit that keeps you going when things get tough. And believe me, they will get tough. You will face moments of doubt, times when nothing seems to be working, when people criticize you, or when you question your own abilities. But resilience is what helps you rise above all that noise and keep moving forward. Think about the people you admire most, the ones whose lives inspire you, whose stories motivate you, None of them got to where they are by living a life free from hardship. In fact, it was often their struggles, failures, and heartaches that shaped them into the strong, capable individuals they are today. Resilience is built in those moments of adversity. It's built when you choose to see a setback not as a defeat but as a lesson, when you train yourself to ask, what can I learn from this? How can I use this pain as fuel for my growth? That's how you develop an unbreakable spirit. It's not about pretending that everything is fine. It's about acknowledging the pain, the frustration, the disappointment, and then deciding that you will not be defined by it. Instead, you will let it refine you. Every time you face a challenge, you have a choice. Let it break you or let it build you. Resilience also means staying committed to your vision even when the path forward isn't clear. It means trusting the process even when the results are not immediate. It's easy to stay motivated when things are going well, but real strength is revealed when you keep showing up. When the applause stops, when the lights dim, when the progress is slow. One of the best ways to cultivate resilience is to embrace a growth mindset. Understand that failure is not a dead end, but a stepping stone. Every setback is a chance to learn, to adapt, to become stronger. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this trying to teach me? A resilient mindset doesn't shrink in the face of challenges. It stands tall, knowing that every obstacle is a test of character, a chance to prove to yourself that you are stronger than you think. So when life knocks you down, and it will, get back up, dust yourself off. Remind yourself that every champion was once a contender who refused to give up. Your setbacks are not the end of your story. They are the plot twists that make your story worth telling. Keep going, keep fighting, because resilience is the key to building a life that commands respect and inspires others. Mastering the art of influence. To build a life that commands respect and admiration, you must master the art of influence. Influence is not about controlling others. It's about inspiring them to see your vision, to believe in your purpose, and to support your mission. Think about it. Every great leader, every trailblazer who's made an impact in this world mastered the ability to influence. Influence begins with clarity, being crystal clear about what you stand for and why it matters. When you are grounded in your purpose, your words and actions carry weight. People can sense authenticity, and they are naturally drawn to it. But influence is also about how you communicate. It's not just about what you say, it's about how you make people feel. When you speak, are you inspiring confidence or are you planting doubt? Are you empowering those around you or are you leaving them questioning their worth? One of the greatest secrets of influence is empathy. When you truly understand the needs, fears, and desires of others, you can connect with them on a deeper level. People don't follow titles. They follow those who make them feel heard, valued, and understood. Imagine a leader who listens more than they speak, who lifts others up instead of tearing them down. That kind of person leaves a mark wherever they go because they show respect and compassion, qualities that build trust and loyalty. When you master influence, you create a ripple effect that inspires others to grow alongside you. Another key to influence is leading by example. You cannot demand from others what you're unwilling to demand from yourself. If you want people to work hard, be the hardest worker in the room. If you want them to innovate, be the one who challenges the status quo. Influence is not about forcing your agenda. It's about living your values so consistently that others can't help but follow. Influence also requires integrity. Your reputation is one of your greatest assets. If people don't trust you, they won't be moved by you. Every decision you make, every promise you keep, every time you show up, these are the bricks that build your credibility. And credibility is the foundation of influence. Remember, influence is not about having a loud voice, it's about having a powerful presence. It's about carrying yourself with confidence and humility at the same time. It's about speaking with conviction while staying open to feedback. It's about lifting others as you climb. So as you work to build a life that commands respect, focus on developing your influence. Speak with purpose, act with integrity, lead with compassion. Let your actions inspire trust, and let your words ignite the fire of possibility in others. When you become a person of influence, you don't just change your own life. You empower others to rise with you. And that is the mark of a life that truly commands it. Legacy, the true measure of a life that commands it. As we reach the final part of this journey to build a life that commands it, let's talk about legacy. Legacy is more than just the material things you leave behind. It's the impact you make, the difference you create, and the lives you touch. A life that commands respect and admiration isn't just about what you achieve. It's about what you inspire others to achieve long after you're gone. Ask yourself this: what do you want people to remember about you? What story will they tell when you're no longer in the room? Your legacy is the echo of your life's purpose. It's the lasting impression that shapes the future and ignites hope in the hearts of others. Building a legacy requires intentionality. It's about living with purpose every single day. Every decision, every action, every word should align with the life you want to leave behind. It's easy to get caught up in the daily grind, chasing temporary wins and distractions. But a life that truly commands, it looks beyond the present moment and plants seeds for the future. Legacy is also about contribution. The most powerful way to build a life that commands it is to give back your time, your knowledge, your resources, and your love. When you invest in others, you create a chain reaction of growth and empowerment. Your legacy grows exponentially through the lives you uplift. Remember, legacy isn't reserved for the famous or the wealthy. It's accessible to anyone willing to live with intention and generosity. It could be as simple as mentoring someone who needs guidance, supporting a cause that matters, or living your values so authentically that you inspire others to do the same. Another critical part of legacy is resilience. Life will throw challenges your way: losses, failures, setbacks. How you respond to those moments defines the story you leave behind. Will you be remembered as someone who gave up, or as someone who rose stronger, who refused to let circumstances define your destiny? A legacy built on resilience inspires courage and hope for generations to come. And here's the truth: building a legacy is a lifelong process. It doesn't happen overnight. It requires patience, perseverance, and a commitment to growth. It means continually asking yourself, am I living in alignment with the life I want to be remembered for? If the answer is no, then it's time to course correct. It's never too late to start building a life that commands respect and leaves a lasting legacy. So as you move forward, focus not just on your success, but on your significance. Build relationships that matter. Create value that lasts. Live with integrity and passion. When you do, you will build a life that doesn't just command attention. It commands respect, inspires others, and leaves the world better than you found it. This is the true measure of a life that commands it, not the wealth, not the titles, but the difference you make and the legacy you leave behind. That is how you build a life worth living and worth remembering. The power is in your hands. As we bring this journey to a close, remember this: building a life that commands it is not a distant dream or an impossible goal. It's a choice. A daily commitment to yourself, your values, and your vision. The power to design a life of influence, respect, and fulfillment lies squarely in your hands. No one else can do it for you. No one else can live your purpose, walk your path, or leave your legacy. Throughout this video, we've explored the essential pillars that create a life that truly commands attention and admiration. We talked about mindset, the foundation of every success story. Without the right mindset, you'll struggle to overcome obstacles, stay focused, or keep moving forward. But with a mindset tuned to growth, resilience, and possibility, you can break through any barrier. We discussed vision, the compass that guides your actions. When you have a clear vision, you don't wander aimlessly through life. Instead, you move with purpose and direction. You wake up every day knowing exactly where you're going and why it matters. This clarity fuels motivation and keeps your passion burning even when the road gets tough. Action was another cornerstone of our message. Ideas without action remain just dreams. To build a life that commands it, you must take consistent, focused steps forward. Embrace discipline, be patient with progress, and remember that every small action compounds into monumental results over time. We also highlighted the importance of relationships and community, because no one builds a meaningful life alone. Surround yourself with people who lift you higher, who challenge you to be your best, and who believe in your potential. Build bridges, not walls. Share your journey and let others share theirs. And finally, we explored legacy, the true test of a life well lived. Your legacy isn't about fame or fortune. It's about the positive mark you leave on the world and the inspiration you ignite in others. When you live intentionally, contribute generously, and rise with resilience, your life becomes a beacon that others can follow long after you're gone. So what now? What is your next step? It's simple but profound. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because that moment may never come. The perfect moment is created by the action you take today. Commit to building a life that commands it, a life that reflects your highest values and deepest dreams. Let your story be one of courage, integrity, and relentless pursuit of greatness. When you do, doors will open, opportunities will multiply, and your impact will grow beyond what you ever imagined. Remember, this life is yours to shape. The legacy you leave depends on the choices you make now. So choose wisely, choose boldly, and never settle for less than the life you deserve. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it.